Oh, we're gonna get back on. I'm back on, man. We had a good time playing some games, my family and I. And now, part two, Electric Boogaloo. Maybe I should change I'll change the restream name. Let's see, update the title to, update titles to Boxing Day Part 2, Electric Boogaloo. It's a wonderful day today. Sunday. Went to church with my mom. Finally got someone to go to church with me. I'm so happy. And I feel very fulfilled. Very fulfilled. Recently, I've been learning how to better communicate with my family, how to better communicate my needs, and how to better listen to their needs. And I think that it has made a lot of difference. Hawaii is an interesting place because in Hawaii there is a tendency for families to live together, ohana. But it's because it's so goddamn expensive, you know. It's so expensive here that you can't not, you can't not. Uh, it's like you just gotta consolidate where you can in order to survive around here because these goddamn billionaires and shit come over here and hike the prices up on everything because they value it too. They they want this Hawaiian dream and they come here to buy it and you know, people who have it already are like, ah, shit. But, you know, but fuck them. But fuck them. Mr. Mark Zuckerberg, but fuck him. There's, I don't know. I am sure Mr. Mark Zuckerberg's a good guy, but fuck him. I'm, it's all right. You can be good-hearted about these things. You can be good-hearted, even keeled. You never know. You never know what's gonna pop up. Who's gonna be around? What's gonna be around? Who's gonna care? You know? So you can't just be an asshole to everybody you meet. You can put up your dukes, but then put out the outriggers, because that canoe's gonna tip over, buddy. So you shaka. Shaka, shaka, shaka. Haka, haka, loogie. If you got a haka, 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 loogie. Polynesian culture is amazing. Polynesian culture is amazing. They have so many wise and down to earth and just amazing ways of thinking and being, uh, very unique to who they are and their way. Here's my Hawaii weed hat, but it has the upside down Hawaiian flag on it. And what that means is that an upside down flag means we're in distress uh, in the maritime world. So what it is that this flag is actually the flag of the Kingdom of Hawaii. It was the flag of the Kingdom of Hawaii before it became a state. The Kingdom of Hawaii is in distress because it's occupied by the United States government. We're occupied Hawaii, you know. This is an occupied zone. But it's peaceful. It's peaceful and happy and free. And people don't mind too much. Because aloha. Aloha ke kua. God is aloha. God is love. God is breath. God is energy. God is aloha. And the word that Jesus used in Aramaic to speak of God was not Elohim, which is Hebrew, was Eloha. And so, you know, I went to the LDS church today, and the amazing thing is that there's lots of Mormons in the Polynesian world, because nobody in Polynesia thinks it's hard to believe that someone was able to sail across the Pacific Ocean. That's the story of the Book of Mormon, is that someone sailed across the Pacific Ocean. From the south coast of Arabia across the Pacific Ocean to the west coast of South America. And it's like, yeah, we did it. You know, like the Polynesians, that's what they say. That's yeah, we know. You can do it. We did it. So why is that hard to believe? Hello, Cosmic Heartbeat. I saw your face pop up over there. Is that Miss Alyssa? I don't know if it is, but if it is, hello and welcome. I love you very much. You're a beautiful human being. Elise. See, El means the, but it also has the connotation of God. The way that it happened is that El came to us from El Anu, Anu being the sky god. So El Anu, they were like, don't say God's name, it's too sacred. So they just said El, meaning the. And that's still in Spanish, it means the. But, and in Arabic, al is al. It's the. It's a proper noun. And, but, so, Elisa is a name that means El, the light. Liz, light. Liz, which became Luz. Lucia. And we will say luminous. But Liz is also light. Elisa, Elisha, Eliza. It doesn't matter the way that you... Well, it does matter. It does matter. The way that you choose to pronounce it is a reflection of who you are. But, I was saying that for... you just reminded me of the little picture reminded me of my friend whose name was Alyssa. But Valerie, yeah, Valerie is also a beautiful name. I think Valerie, Val is something that's powerful. Val is when you talk about value, what is its value? Its value is its degree of power, its degree of energy. So Valerie is a powerful one, an energetic one. Blessings upon you, Valerie. Nice to meet you. I appreciate your beautiful energy as well. If you can, share my stuff with your friends, like, comment, subscribe, all that bullshit, because that stuff helps me on the algorithm. And the thing is that participation, audience participation is like one of the big things that YouTube looks for in promoting streams and promoting people. So anyone who's viewing this at any time, whether it's in the future or right at this moment, please just, if you really do enjoy it and you want more of it, please do like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. I know that it's trite. It's like a trite little thing because everyone has to say it. But the reason is that that's the way that they built the algorithm. So if you want to see more stuff like this, vote for it. Vote for it with your actions. That's the way their system works. They look at what people do, not what people say they want, but what people actually want. That's why stuff like Pornhub, you know, if you want to know what someone likes in the bedroom, trade Pornhub accounts with them. You know, and if they don't have one, then it's like, well, then that's also a thing. You've learned something. You know, I'm not big on the whole chronic masturbation thing, because I believe in the retention of semen for spiritual purposes. You know, the creative energy is retained in the body and recycled, and then it comes out through the voice, or it comes out through the fingers in the guitar, and that energy that's the way it is for men, and women have a different whole system. So I'm not a woman, and so I don't make any commentary on women's masturbation practices or anything like that. They can do whatever they want to do. Anyway, I guess all that stuff is probably a little too personal for a lot of people, and I know my family is probably uncomfortable, because they might hear me talking across the lawn and be like, why is he talking about masturbating? What the hell's going on? It's not about that. It's just about how people enjoy life and express their energy. People do it in many different ways, and you have to think, is the way that I'm expressing my energy creative or destructive? Is it building me up or breaking me down? Is it building me into who I want to be, or is it making me into someone I don't want to be? Look down the path you're on and realize that you're going to end up at that destination someday if you keep walking. You put one foot ahead of the other. Yeah. Oh, you're welcome, Cosmic Heartbeat. Miss Valerie. She says, yes, I feel pretty boundless, sovereign, and free in a chaotic world. I found having integrity goes a long way, no matter what goes your way. Oh, boy, ain't that the truth. Oh, isn't that the truth? Free bird, free as a bird now. Free as a bird now. I'm playing free bird. Sucker, you fell for my trap. You're now in Lex White world, where I play guitar and do whatever the hell I want. Play free bird, free as a bird, free as a bird now. Free, free, free bird. There's my free bird. Fly the bird. You understand. G C9D. So that's what GC9D would sound like. Yeah, well, you know, Don't matter, Wayne Weinstone. Who are you anyway? Nice to see you. Nice to meet you. Who are you? Are you my greatest critic? You look like me in your little picture. So I'm like, you are your own greatest critic. And this guy's my critic. So I say he's probably a lot like me. Hey, Brandon Black. Okay, yeah, play. Rock off like an old dun 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 song. All right. That is you. I've been following you for a long time. Awesome, man. I'm glad. I didn't know, it's funny. I didn't know I had any fans at all. I'm like, it's like I felt like I've been giving my music away for free to the world. And I have no feedback. No one sends me anything that says, "Hey, I love you. Hey, I like what you do." And I really appreciate it when you guys come here and speak your mind and share with me what you want, because then I can make it. And if you don't tell me what you want me to make, I can't make it for you. We just have to communicate. So to all my fans who might be silent, say hello. I love to meet people. I love meeting new people. Don't be afraid. I don't bite unless you ask me to in the bedroom. Anyway. Boxcar Willie. Boxcar Willie. Boxcar Willie. Let's see. Is there a specific song you wanted from Boxcar Willie? I could look it up. I could give it a shot. I'll give it a shot right here. You're a daywalker. Yeah, me too. I'm also a daywalker. I love to walk in the day. Look how pale I am. Made for nighttime, but I'm a daywalker. Boxcar's my home. Man, I have been there. Holy shit, have I been there. Boxcar's my home. I have been a nomad in this country, in the United States of America. It's in my blood, it's in my bones, it's in the soil, it's everything. And I'm the 15th generation in this walking on this planet. Not on this planet, but just walking here in North America. But now here I'm in Hawaii, so technically I'm on the Oceania continent. But let's see. Boxcar's my home. Well, I'll do my own version of it. Here's my promise to you. I'll do my own version of it, and it's not going to be the one that he did. He did the best version of it for him. He was the best him he could be, and I'm not going to try to imitate that. I'm just going to try to play it the way that I would do it. So if I'm talking about boxcars on the railroad, and I'm going to play the music, I'm going to play it like this. Boxcars, my home. railroad, my friend. It's been that way since I don't know when. Well, I'm here today, tomorrow I'm gone. But oh, where I hang my hat is where I call home. Hear that chugging? Oh, chugging, 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 chugging. Choo choo on you. Choo choo on you. Stars at night, my roof overhead. And the brown below is where I make my bed. Horizons you will see, well, that is my wall. When the sun comes up, my hope of blood calls. Yeah, I said stars at night everywhere, my roof overhead, the ground below where I make my bed. Horizons you see, well, that's my walls. When the sun comes up, my hope of blood calls. Boxcar's my home, railroad my friend. It's been that way since I don't know when. Sure has. I'm here today, tomorrow I'm gone. Where I hang my hat is where I call my home. Yeah, Lex White, I grew up on the train tracks. I looked out into the world. Well, sometimes I'd hop aboard a passing train, but I got too bored of the world and go down to Roseville. Well, I lived in Reno, the old crossroads. I would go and hop aboard the rails and travel through this wide country of ours and say, hey, on the road. Oh, wonderful road, I'm a billionaire. I'm a billionaire in my mind. I have everything that anyone should ever want, but they don't even know the treasure chest I'm sitting on. I have gold and jewels, secret too. I have all of it inside of my old caboose, just like you do. I ain't brought nothing into this old world, ain't gonna take a damn thing to the grave. Everything else is just something that comes passing by, and it comes through, it calls my name. It says, oh, let's wait, old boxcar's my home. Yeah, railroad, my friend. It's been that way since I don't know when. I'm here today, well, tomorrow I'm gone. In my head, where I call home. Where I hang my hat, where I call home. There you go, my friend. That's Lex White's version. Yeah, I live in Hawaii. I live in Hawaii. This is where my family is, so this is where I live. I go where my family is for a while, and then I go out into the world, and I travel for a while, and I just, whatever happens, happens, you know? And I love doing that, but sometimes I have to come back to my family, and my mother doesn't like that I live like a monk. I have a monastic viewpoint. She doesn't want me to be the monk living up on the mountain that doesn't communicate with the people. And, you know, it's not my calling to not be the person, you know, to be incommunicative. Instead, I'm the person that's trying to communicate the most. I am trying, everything in my life is built around trying to express, trying to communicate these things I feel, the truths that I perceive, all these things that I feel are real. Trying to express them in a way that's beautiful, trying to sweeten them up a little bit so that they're digestible, so that someone might take them in and say, that's delicious, and not say, oh, that's a load of shit. Because the truth is, it's all shit. Everything in the world's digested and shat back out, and the sunlight, and the water, the rain, and the wind, and, you know, the seeds and the plants, it all comes together, and all that blood and cum and seeds, whatever, it all comes together to make things that we eat, things that we love, and the things that we are. Yeah, man. So it's a pretty cool place we live in, you know? The world's a really fucking cool place, actually. It's like one of the most awesome. We're living in the best. This is like, it really gets to me. It really gets me when people are like, scientists are like, maybe we live in a simulation because shit's weird. I'm like, yeah. What do you think we've been telling you this whole time? You live in the best fucking video game that ever fucking existed. You should play The Littlest Hobo. Okay, The Littlest Hobo. I don't know. I don't know that song. I'm sorry that I don't know it, but why don't I Littlest Hobo chords and all? I don't know. I can try to approximate it by just doing what's natural in that key. There's a voice that keeps on calling me down the road, that's where I'll always be. Every stop I make a new friend. Can't stay for long, just turn around and I'm gone again. Maybe tomorrow I'll want to settle down. Until tomorrow I'll just keep moving on. Down this road that never seems to end, where adventure lies just around the bend. So if you want to join me for a while, just grab your hat and we'll travel light. That's hobo style. Maybe tomorrow I'll want to settle down. Until tomorrow, the whole world is my home. Just gotta scroll down, man. So if you want to join me for a while, just grab your hat and we'll travel light. That's hobo style. There's a world that's waiting to unfold, a brand new tale no one has ever told. We've journeyed far, but you know it won't be long. We're almost there, we've paid our fare with a hobo song. Maybe tomorrow I'll find what I call home. Till tomorrow, you know I'm free to roam. Free to roam. Ooh, ooh. So if you want to join me for a while, Just grab your hat, we'll travel light. That's hobo style. Maybe tomorrow I want to settle down. Let's try that again. Maybe tomorrow I'll want to settle down. Until tomorrow I'll just keep moving on. Until tomorrow the whole world is my home. I don't know. I've never actually heard the song, so it's like I can play it. I don't know. Would love to hear a song that fills your heart and soul the most when you play. The most. Let's see. That's a hard thing to guess, but there is a song that is a song of my heart. It's a poem written by Banjo Patterson, a Australian poet, and my grandfather read it to me when I was young, because my parents lived briefly in Australia for a few years in the 80s, I think, or maybe the 70s and 80s. They lived in Australia, and they, had a good time down there. And they brought back some like folk music, So, and folk music and poetry. So I have this whole big book of Banjo Patterson poems. But what I remember most is my grandfather reading to me this poem, Clancy of the Overflow. And my grandfather loved that poem, and my mother knew that, and she almost named me Clancy when I was young. But thank God she named me Alexander, because I'm Alexander. That's who I am. I'm not Clancy, but Clancy is a dear friend of mine. Written him a letter which I had for want of better knowledge, sent to where I met him down the Lachlan years ago. He was hearing when I knew him, so I sent a letter to him, just on spec addressed as follows: Clancy of the Overflow. Answer came directly in a writing unexpected. I think the same was written with the thumbnail dipped in tar. 'Twas his shearing maid who wrote it, and verbatim I will quote it. Clancy's gone to Queensland droving, and we don't know where he are. In my wild erratic fancy, visions come to me of Clancy, gone a droving down the Cooper, where the western drovers go. As the stock is slowly stringing, Clancy rides behind them singing, for the drover's life has pleasures that the townsfolk never know. The bush has friends to meet him, their kindly voices greet him, in the murmur of the breezes and the river on its bar. As he faced around eternal of the cash book and the journal, and at night the wondrous glory of the everlasting stars. sitting in my dingy little office, where a stingy ray of sunlight struggles feebly down between the houses tall. And the fetid air and gritty of this dusty, dirty city, in the open window floating, spreads its foulness over all. In the place of lowing cattle, I can hear the fiendish rattle of the tramways and the buses as they hurry down the street. And the language uninviting of the gutter children fighting comes fitfully and faintly through the ceaseless tramp of feet. Cause I somehow rather fancy that I'd like to change with Clancy, like to take a turn at droving, where the seasons come and go, while he faced the round eternal of the cash book and the journal. But I doubt he'd suit the office, Clancy of the overflow, Clancy of the overflow. That's my favorite song, Clancy of the Overflow. Wasn't written by me. The words weren't written by me, but I did set them to this music. And because it spoke to me in my heart, and because my grandfather read it to me when I was a child. And, you know, it just moves me. It fills my heart and soul. So that's for you, Valerie, Miss Cosmic Heartbeat. Much love to you. Thank you for coming and asking for that. Out on the highway, listen to them big trucks whine. I'm going out on the highway, listen to them big trucks whine, whine. Oh, now, white freightliner, won't you steal away my mind? I rolled a truck once off a bridge, and thank God I didn't die. It wasn't a bridge, it was a mountain. That was another time that I fell off a bridge. I've had a lot of disasters happen. Don't worry about it too much. I never tried to kill myself. I was always too busy living and having fun, doing what I was meant to do, what God put me on the earth to do. My songs. Well, there's bad news from Reno. Half my friends are dying. They're dying. Yeah, there's bad news from Reno. Half my friends are dying. Well, oh, white freightliner, won't you steal away my mind? They're dying because they don't love themselves. They're dying because they don't love one another. They're dying to get home. They're dying to get off, but they don't know what they're doing. Oh Lord, forgive them, for they know not what they do. Were the words that Jesus said as they nailed him right down to a cross and put him up for everyone could see till he was dead. Oh, Jesus Christ, that was pretty brutal. You are the greatest guy to me. That white freight liner, came and took my soul, but you came and saved me. Well, I've got a girl in San Francisco, and I've got a girl in Tennessee. It's north, south, east or west, well, it's all been home, sweet home to me. Wherever I go, I just treat them equal, treat them fairly, respect them for who they are, and people, they just love to see someone that finally respects them for who they are. I appreciate you just the way you are. You are what you are because you are. So healing from a truck crash was pretty hard for me, and healing might be something you need to. But don't worry, my friends, 'cause all you have to do is listen to that white freight liner blues. Oh, Towns Van Zandt, where did you go, my friend? Oh, Towns Van Zandt was the greatest man. He fought life right to the end. He fought life to a draw, drank himself to death. Oh, my friend, how I love you, Towns, and all the sounds you made to warm our hearts and minds and souls. The white freight liner gonna steal my soul. There you go. It's like just taking a little old thing, I'm putting my own spin on it, making it my own. It's a White Freightliner by Towns Van Zandt. It's a great song that I love very much. But it, you know, and a White Freightliner really did almost take my soul when I was working for the United States Postal Service. I rolled off the side of a mountain 12 times, almost died, and been recovering ever since. That was in 2015. Now it's 2021. I'm finally starting to be good. Finally starting to get better. And because I had PTSD, major depression, you know, my mental health was off. It ruined me mentally. I thought, the world must hate me. The world must hate me for being this fucking asshole. Just drove off a cliff. But I found that the world doesn't hate me that much. The world's full of love, full of good people, just like you. Just like you and just like me. We just all don't speak the same languages. Sometimes you have to learn somebody else's language in order to be able to speak it. What I love so much about music is that you can, is that it's a language. Oh, we gotta tune up. Holy shit. Yeah, I'm doing very well. Thank you, Cosmic Heartbeat. You are a wonderful person as well. I can tell. I can tell because you show me yourself and I see who you are and I say, wonderful. Look at that wonderful human being. That's another wonderful human being. I recognize you. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you for being here. And that's all. That's really all people need in the world, you know. It's more people to see them, more people to recognize them for who they are and what they do, and to say, "Hey, you, I recognize you. You're the mailman or whatever. The janitor. You're the janitor. You do a great job at cleaning this place. God damn. You do a great job." You know, something like that. I can't keep a place clean. God damn it. This guy does a great job. Oh, let's. See the world in a grain of sand and heaven in a wildflower. Hold infinity in the palm of your hand and eternity in an hour. Mr. William Blake said one day. That's beautiful. President Garfield's hornpipe. I think this is what Nashville Skyline Rag. I'm on Kauai. Yeah. Someone out there can contact the right people. I think we could make a lot of money. I don't care about money, but they do. So, hey, get those people on the line and tell them, hey, get this fucking guy a job. Let him play for the world, you know? My family's not from here. We're from Northern California in the gold mining country. My grandfather was a gold prospector. And my other grandfather is an engineer. And so, you know, I never met my father's father, but my mother's father, he was a gold prospector in Trinity County, a probation officer. And my grandmother was the first female sheriff's deputy in California. Or first female sheriff's deputy in the United States, maybe. I don't know. She was the first female sheriff's deputy in California, anyway. She was a very beautiful woman, and she passed away at the age of 90 in 2020. A good long life. One to be admired. One to be celebrated. Oh, Grandma, I love you. You were such a good heart and soul. I know you're out there somewhere kicking ass. You were such a beautiful woman. And now you're a beautiful spirit being. I bet you're up there kicking ass. Kicking ass about something. Telling God, hey, what about the women down there? Do something nice for them. Stand up for themselves. Stand up for them. You man. I say yes. I'll stand up for you women, but also stand up for yourselves. Oh, my friend. Well, we'll be here, love one another till the end. We can do what we want to do. And you can have a little bit of all those other things too. Yeah, it doesn't take too much to have your way. Have your way with someone. I'll have my way with you. If that's what you want me to do. Otherwise, keep it to yourself, boys. Be a man. Don't fall in love with me, darling, I'm a rambler. Although you're the sweetest sweetheart in this world, it's all for your sake, dear, that I'm leaving. But don't give your heart to a rambler, little girl. If I ever had the blues, my little darling, or the lure of the road on my mind, I'd be bound to hear the whistle of a freight train and the boxcars as they rattle down the line. Don't fall in love with me, darling, I'm a rambler. Although you're the sweetest sweetheart in this world, well, it's all for your sake, dear, that I'm leaving. Oh, don't give your heart to a rambler, little girl. Well, I never thought I'd leave you, little darling. You're just a little sweeter than the rest. Now I wanna say I don't wanna hurt you or do anything to mar your happiness. Oh, don't fall in love with me, darling, I'm a rambler. Although you're the sweetest sweetheart in this world, it's all for your sake, dear, that I'm leaving. Don't give your heart to a rambler, little girl. Oh, don't give your heart to a rambler, little girl. That's one of those good old ones. I used to play that one and this one. I never thought I'd need you, but now I found I'm wrong. Come on back, sweet darling, back where you belong. But I gambled over town to find that I can't win. So come on back and pick me up again. Now if I lose, just let me lose. I don't care how much I lose. If I lose $100 when I'm trying to win just a dime, my baby, she's got money all the time. That's not very nice, fella, is it? No. Well, of all the other girls I've met, there's none to take your place. 'Cause when I get into a jam, they just ain't in the race. So now that you're back here, let's take another round. You here by my side, dear, the deal just can't go down. If I lose, just let me lose. I don't care how much I lose. If I lose $100 when I'm trying to win just a dime, my baby, she's got money all the time. If I lose $100 when I try to win just a dime, my baby, you got money all the time. My dad used to sing that song, and god damn it, was it not true? There was a time when he was a contractor for the military. We worked for Lockheed Martin and did a lot of things, and involving UFOs and aliens and shit. And really, what he worked on was a spy satellite for the NRO, National Reconnaissance Office, one of the most secretive of the intelligence community. We had, Air Force people came to the house and said, interviewed us, and we're like, hey, he had a top secret clearance. He had a clearance. His clearance was basically the same as the General of Army Intelligence, because he would sit down with that guy and they would hash shit out. So, anyway, but later on in his life, he wanted to get out of that because it's no fun lying to everybody all the time. So he decided, okay, I'm going to play the stock market. So he took all the money that he made and was very good at it for a little while. But then 9/11 happened. And 9/11 crashed the stock market as well as destroying the World Trade Center. And he lost like $600,000 in an hour, and even more in further days. He lost everything. And at the time, he had just decided to retire and had moved us to the Virgin Islands in the Caribbean. And it was like we were living on St. Thomas, and it was like, oh, everything seems great. Then those two towers came down, ruined everything. It's like it destroyed the world. In a very real sense, it did. It's like the reverberations are still felt today in the fascist authoritarian dictatorship bullshit that we deal with now. All of the things about government gaining more and more power have been them seizing power of this war on terror and all of that nonsense. And the thing is that we did it to ourselves. You know, whether or not it was a conspiracy, we did it to ourselves in that the mujahideen who were involved, even though they were guys who did drugs and drank and partied, had a good time, that's because they were ready to die, And it's like, I think that the real story is true, but I think that people don't understand it very well. And what really happened is that the United States has been meddling in the Middle Eastern affairs for a very, very long time, and the British before us. In fact, the whole Wahhabi sect of the Saudi Arabian Islam, and Saudi Arabia is a very important country in the United States, United Kingdom, Israeli, Saudi Arabian international petrodollar cartel, oil cartel. We do things with them. Yeah, yeah. Cosmic Heartbeat knows what I mean. That's what she says. Great. I'm glad you know what I mean. It's like they've been working on that shit for a long time. We did it to ourselves. Um, Regardless of what it's karma, action. Karma really means cause and effect. A lot of people don't understand karma because it's complicated, and it is very complicated. But the concept is actually very simple. Cause and effect. If you throw something into the air, it will come back down. If you fuck up somebody's country, they're gonna come stabbing for your heart. It's karma. It's karma. It's like, don't do that shit. Don't be over there imperializing shit. Don't be over there colonizing their shit. Don't invent new sects of religions. Yeah, 7 Hermetic Principles. Yeah, this right here, my homegirl knows exactly what's up. She's on the number, man. She's probably read the Kybalion. She's probably, yeah. We got the 7 Hermetic Principles. Let's see if I can name them. We got the principle of polarity. Everything has 2 poles. It's true in science as well as in religion. It's that there are good and bad, not necessarily good and bad, or they're north and south poles to everything. So you could say light and dark. Light and dark are north and south poles, but they're the same thing. They actually are the same thing. That's why God was able to make light out of darkness. He gathered up all the light, and what was left was darkness. So the south pole of light is dark. The north pole of light is bright, really bright, So it's one way and the other way. And then this is the way that magnetism works. Opposites attract. Opposites attract. And things that are too similar are repellent. We say, that guy's personality is repellent to me. And it's like, that's probably because he's like you. If somebody's too much like you, then you're repelled by them. But if they're the opposite of you, the opposite pole, opposite in polarity, they're attracted to you. But everything is not in terms of absolutes. So we have the principle of vibration. Everything is vibrating between these 2 poles, going up and down, back and forth. That's a sine wave, the same thing as a string vibrating. There are 2 poles of a string's vibration. There's 2 extremes, but it vibrates in between them. And the sine wave is the creates all the sounds we know and love. All those frequencies and harmonies. Those harmonics are there regardless of whether we pay attention to them or not. They're always there. See here, I'm just muting the part of the string that is low, the low tones, but I keep the part of the string that's the high tones. So you can hear the harmonic didn't just start when I did that. It was always there. And that's what things are in life. They're harmonies. Harmonies of colors. Harmonies and interactions of yin and yang energies. Now let's see. What were the other ones? You know, Kybalion had the principle of gender, which was basically like, you know, male and female. And people get very angry about this one today, but I have a very simple way of explaining it, is that man is man, and woman is the actual etymology of woman, the word, is womb man. A woman is not less than a man. A woman is more than a man. She's a man plus a womb. She has her own world, her own womb. The world is the Mother Earth is the womb. And a womb man is a man who has a womb and has a world within her. And she is very receptive and sensitive because she wants to fill her world with beautiful things. So she wants to fill her world with the things that she finds beautiful in life, and I think that's wonderful. We see this even written in our chromosomes, the XX and XY chromosomes. The XY chromosome, that's a man. That's just a man. I am just a man. But a woman has XX chromosomes. She has a little extra piece. So a woman is not less than a man. It's actually the opposite. A woman is more than a man. She has a man plus a womb. She's a man plus that little bit, that little thing that makes her different. So, you know, we all start off as female in our mother's womb, but as things go on, we differentiate. You know, through the differentiation process, we separate these genders. And things are separated into male and female. And it's not so that they clash. It's so that they have sex. Frankly, it's so that they have fun and have a good time and create new things. The whole thing is to let them create. You know, so we have those principles of polarity, of vibration, of gender, but these things are all the same principle. And that's why they correspond. That's the next principle of correspondence. As above, so below. Everything that it works in the universe is written up there, the same as written down here. We write the things of the zodiac in our books, and the zodiac is the stars in the sky. It is from our perspective, yes, that is accurate. It is from our perspective, but it's not wrong because it's from our perspective. It's right because it's from our perspective. It's accurate to who we are and where we sit. So when we talk about a geocentric model of the universe, it's not saying that the universe was created with the Earth at its center. It's saying that our world, yours and mine, in our world, the Earth is the center of our world because the center of the Earth is that what pulls us down. It's the gravity that we have as humans, as humans. And what does a human say? He says, hue. And what is a hue? The colors of the rainbow. The 7 colors, but there are 5 hidden colors that are beyond description. Those 5 hidden colors can't be shown because they clash too much with the 7 that are there. And that's the same with the guitar. What does a human say? Human. You could be a Pokemon if you want. If you're a Pokemon, Pokemon say what they are. We say human. We are human. So we become more human. We become more human. We are human. People of many colors. People of many races. We are people of color. Everyone is. I have a red beard. I have pale skin. I'm a person of color because I have color. But everyone else is also a person of color. You're all human. You're all people of hues, various hues. That's why when people are like, oh, isn't it offensive when they hang the LGBT flag everywhere all the time? And I say, no, it's not to me, because they took the human symbol, which is the rainbow, and they turned it upside down to signal we're in distress. We're in distress because our hue, which might be one of the 5 discordant hues even, is not being respected, not being felt, not being treated with the same love and sincerity that we treat the colors that are easy for us to deal with. You know, we have a simple harmony of one. We have 1, 1, 3, 5. 1, 3, 5, 3, 1. That's very easy. But if we have a complicated harmony, you know, but jazz is all about hearing all 12 tones. And recognizing that there are, out of the 12 tones, there are, in any given situation, there are 5 that are discordant, and there are 7 that are in accord. That's why we call them a chord. There are 5 that are discord, and 7 that are accord. Also, I have a Discord server. If you guys want to join, please do. Come and join my Discord server, become part of our community, and speak your mind. Speak your mind, because we have a lot of assholes around that feel like they're running the show over there, and I want people who disagree, but respectfully. We can coexist. We can be tolerant. We can agree to disagree. I love those things in life. Tolerance, patience, and I've received a lot of criticism for being a racist. And it's not that and I say, yes, you're right, I am a racist, because what a racist means to me is someone that believes in races, that races exist. What I see is the human rainbow, that there's a rainbow of colors of people. And I'm not making any prejudice. What I'm not is prejudice. I'm not prejudiced. I'm not a bigot. I'm not any of those things. But, yeah, yeah, we're all human until a few of us get turned into grays. Exactly. The grays, that is exactly what they are. And they live underground, actually. They don't live out in space necessarily. They can, but they are they live underground, and they become gray. their souls are gray. Not light, not dark. They lack hue. They lack hue. So they are not human. They are gray. That's what they are. I don't know. I've met them. They're actually, well, I mean they are quite gray. They're just like a hazy day. It's like but they have things to teach. Everything in the world can teach you something. Doesn't mean we can't share. Doesn't mean we can't get along. Shades of gray are fine. Grays are fine. And they will be fine soon. I mean, people will understand that grays exist and that various hues, the various colors, they exist all across the universe. So it's not that I'm white and other people are black or whatever. We're all colored. We're all colored in our own way. And the grays are colored in their way, which is they choose to mute the hues in themselves and be a little bit more strict about things. And they are alien to us because they are different. But they are grays. That's what they are. They are grays. And we are hues. We are human. They are gray men. So, we are among many races and species in the universe. There's many, many, many. I mean, life expresses itself in a vast variety of ways. And all that it means, consciousness becomes more and more complex as it is allowed. On this world, we evolved from a combination of pigs and monkeys. People may find that hard to believe, but it was the splicing of pig DNA with human DNA, or with chimpanzee DNA, that created human beings. Because and that's why we're not supposed to eat pig. Is because it's like incest. You don't sleep with your family. It's not good to do that genetically. It's not good to do that. It's not that it's evil. It's just that it's not good. So when we eat when you eat pork, it's like, well, they're a little too close to you, man. It's like, are you a cannibal? Are you a cannibal? Would you eat your own flesh? Would you eat the flesh of a human? Okay, then you can eat a pig. That's the question you have to ask. But if you wouldn't eat a human, then don't eat a pig. But if you would eat a pig, then you would probably also eat a human, so that's a little gross. But maybe it's not. I don't know. I've never tried human. I don't know if there's a respectful, honorable way to eat a human, though. Like, I don't know if there is, But maybe there is. Over in Papua New Guinea, the people pass away, and the family eats them. And that's how they have this prion disease that got passed down from father to son, because they were thinking it was genetic, but it's not genetic. It was that it happened as a mutation, and then it started to be transmitted because the man of the house was entitled to the brains of the body, because he was the brains of the house. He was considered the brain. Okay, so Awesome Super George Biden said, I had a friend who told me that DXM is an example of such off-world perversions. Something that can only be made by something of a foreign consciousness. Like an argument formerly outside your comprehension that happens to be uniquely detrimental to your mental state. DXM is alien. Yes, it is alien technology. It was brought here, and we use it to soothe coughs. It's cough medicine, because they saw us down here coughing, at all of our own smoke and dismal nonsense that we kept pumping into the atmosphere. And they said, here's a cure for you. Here's something that will bring you a little bit of clarity. Here's some DXM, dextromethorphan. Dextro, meth, orphan. It's an orphan. If you mixed dextro and meth together, it would be their orphan. Dextromethorphan. Dextromethorphan. Anyway, I use DXM. I have used DXM, and I continue to use DXM sometimes, occasionally, because it makes me positive. You know, makes me happy, makes me good, feel good. And it's like I understand myself better than any doctor or anyone else understands myself. And I ask God for advice, and God gives me advice because I listen to His Word, written in many books, and listen to His Word that is written in nature. I listen to my body, listen to the wind, to the rain, to the leaves, and I feel what is right for me. And it's not necessarily what's right for you, so I'm not going to prescribe it to you. But yeah, somehow outside the current monad, introducing concepts of its own that don't play nice with the native ideas. Yeah, it's they don't necessarily play nice with the native ideas, but you know, they do enrich it. That's the thing about jazz, you know? You know, we have our scale. We have our rich harmonies. These are all in the scale. But then there's some as long as they're leading somewhere, they're good. See? They can be good ideas when they lead you somewhere. That's all they're meant to be. It's a skillful means. That's what the Buddhists call it, skillful means. Yeah. Yeah, disease is literally dis-ease. Any part of yourself that is not at ease is a dis-ease. That's the etymology of words. Words are very powerful, and they are exactly what they are. The old magic phrase abracadabra is often disrespected, but it ought not to be, because abracadabra is Aramaic for abara. I mean, bara is the verb to create. And so abara means I create. Abara, abra. And I create kadabar. Ka is a grammatical particle which basically means because. And dabar is a related word to bara, but it literally means the word or speech. I create as I speak. I create as the word. There is something neither you, awesome Super George Biden says, there is something neither you or I have ever heard, or an image neither you or I can dream of, that only someone already afflicted with such outside monad, not included in the set of all sets ideas, could come up with. Perhaps at the South Pole of Enlightenment, where the North Pole of Enlightenment would be guidance from well-known deities / anti-deities, with its east circle being the abstinent and the west circle being the indulgent, and with the highest altitude being of goodwill and the lowest altitude being of malice. Well, we can find that out, but I find that the poles are actually mirrors of one another. It's just that they don't play nice when they get close. The evil is not in the way that the poles are, it's in when they interact, they repel. You know, it's they're mirrors, but actually opposites attract. And so rotation comes from the attraction of opposite poles. You know, all these things is like the universe is so beautifully crafted. It's the most beautiful artwork, most beautiful architecture, most beautiful everything. Yeah, each side has its heights and its lows. Yeah, every side has its highs and lows. Just like we can't say that like Australia is evil. It's not evil, but it is south. That's true. So you have to rephrase things or rethink about them in the ways of polarity. Like, you know, the thing that fucked up humanity was when Adam and Eve ate from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Then they became confused. They asked, well, is the South Pole good or evil? Is it good or evil? It's like, well, it's both. Everything is both. They have a polarity in themselves that moves between those two. They're vibrating between good and evil. Same as everything else. So that's what you would call a plane. If you have a line, um, it forms an axis of a plane. So if you have a line and it goes out to infinity, it goes out to infinity in either direction, then actually those infinite points meet back and it becomes a circle. This is a plane. This is what we talk about when the astral plane, the physical plane, the manifestation of a plane. We're talking about a mathematical plane. Actually, we are actually talking about a two-dimensional plane. But there's not just that. You know, there's not just the four corners of the world. We're not just flatland. We're not flatlanders living in two dimensions. We live in three dimensions at the moment, but you can live in more. 4 dimensions, 5 dimensions, 6 dimensions, 7 dimensions. You can live in many, many, many dimensions, but you just have to recognize what dimensions are there and what they are part of. Really, mankind is a 5-dimensional animal at least, because we have the 3 dimensions of our physical existence. We have, you know, north, south, east, and west, up and down. We have depth from that. And we perceive all that. Then in addition to that, we have 2 additional planes. And those planes are what Plato called the ideal and what the Bible calls good and evil. So we have the tree of life and the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Those are the additional planes. So when the diagram that's called Etz Chaim, the tree of life, which I can throw up on this I know I have it. So let me add an image here for didactic purposes. Let's take a look at my Etz Chaim, the tree of life. Excuse me. Oh, not that. That's the 13-month zodiac. Let's see. Etz Chaim, tree of life. Okay, tree of life. So if you see this diagram, there are 10 points. 10 points is a cube. Those are that's so 10 points. This is a 5-dimensional hypercube, is what I'm trying to say. What I'm failing at saying, but what I'm trying to say is that it's a 5-dimensional hypercube. This this figure, the tree of life, the Etz Chaim, a 5-dimensional hypercube, and that means that it is a cube of 5 dimensions. It's not just height and width and depth. It's also time, and it's also ideal, good and evil. Or better, is it more ideal or less ideal? Is it closer to its perfection or farther from its perfection? It's not really, you know, when the rabbis came to Jesus and said, "Good rabbi, answered this question." He said, "Why do you call me good? There is none good but God." What he's saying is that God is the North Pole of that. God is the most good, the best, the highest. And if you know God, then you have a good compass in your heart. Yeah, so Awesome Super George Biden says, Greek hedonists weren't the same as the modern conception of hedonism. And I'm sure there's at least one satanic Puritan out there, or someone who believes in the supremacy of greed and that every other sin is stupid. You're right. I mean, you're right. You're a very knowledgeable individual, Mr. Super George Biden. Awesome Super George Biden. Yeah, or any other amount of randomly dollar store, randomly generated religion. Yeah, you buy the red pills at the dollar store. That's how people take DXM. Yeah, you literally do. Anyway, Cosmic Heartbeat says, yes, infinite dimensions and densities. It is just our limited perception as humans that limits our dimensional experience. Exactly. We confine ourselves to certain dimensions, not because we're bad. See? This is the problem. This is the error that humans make. It's not because we're evil. It's not because we're bad, but it's because we want to have this particular kind of experience. This is the experience we want. This is the experience we get. Simple as that. It's not about good and evil. That is the deception of the serpent that made Adam and Eve fall from the garden. Return to the garden by thinking good and evil exist, yes. They're out there, yes. They are a plane that is out there. Things are good and evil. But it's not about that, really. It's more about whether things are ideal for your purposes at the given moment. So, there's more ideal and less ideal. For example, you could have a chair that is finely crafted. It has cup holders, it has electric, the chair has cup holders and it has an electric apparatus that lifts your feet and goes down. And that whole thing, that whole conception is an ideal chair. It's a very good chair. But there are other chairs. For example, I'm sitting right now. What's the definition of a chair? Something that you sit on, I suppose. I make a supposition about it. I don't know that it's exactly correct, but hey, I suppose that a chair is something that you sit on. So right now, I'm just sitting on a bed. A bed is something that you lay on, but my bed is my chair right now. You know, my real chair, my chair is my ass. That's my ideal chair. I'm sitting in the lotus posture, you know, the lotus position, the yoga position, and that posture is one that is very conducive to sitting well, you know? So it's an ideal chair. God gave us an ideal chair built into our bodies, but do we use it? Nah, because we don't have enough cushion back in our butt, you know? But we don't have enough flexibility. We haven't learned to do it. And so we make other chairs to imitate the perfect chair. Uh, you know, things have their issues, they have their problems. You know, do you need a cup holder? Uh, what is the best cup holder? The world. It holds my cup no matter where it is. I just set it down. World held my cup. Wouldn't you know it? Best cup holder. Most ideal. But you could disagree about the idealness, and you should say, well, but for my situation, for my particular situation where I stand, this is not ideal, because if I am driving in a truck or something, then this will tip this. I could just set it down, but it will tip over. So now I need to make a cup holder that is ideal for my situation. Everything is about seeing things both objectively and subjectively. You want to find the objective and then tailor it to your needs, the subjective. And you gotta hang loose while doing it, man. You have your outriggers. You have your canoe, you have your outriggers. And that's what keeps you stable on the ocean. It's what the Polynesians know and have learned and have taught the human race, if they would listen. But most of us won't. Most of us won't most of the time. We shut ourselves off to the world and to the teachings that are out there, because we're too involved in our own little world, in our own little play that is happening within our own lives. We're the star of our own movie, our own video game, our own life, and we're too busy, too busy usually to pay attention to what other people have to say. And that is a huge mistake that we all make, and I am guilty of this too. I'm not saying this to make judgments on others. I'm saying I want to, and I'm trying to, listen to other people more. So that is my point, Yinam. You were asking for a summary of the image. We were talking about ideals, platonic stuff. Frankly, I always talk about the same shit. Same shit, different day. But the thing is that the world is such a huge object that speaking subjectively about this object, I can say new things every day because it's fucking huge. So to the extent that I am able to comprehend its vastness, which is limited, I am able to take things in and digest them, and then, like a mother bird, regurgitate them and feed them to my baby birds. Free as a bird now, free bird. Y'all are my free birds. I don't want to cage a bird. I don't want to cage them. They could be my friends, but I'm not going to cage them because I don't want to own them. I don't need to own them. Let your birds free. Let your people go. Let your darlings free. And if they choose you, then you're the one. That's the truth. The graph is called Etz Chaim. I'll spell it for you in the chat. Etz Chaim. or the tree of life. This is a symbol of Kabbalah. Symbol of Kabbalah. God said to, when Adam and Eve ate of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil and fucked themselves up, they were tripping super hard, man. And they couldn't figure their shit out anymore. Because they were like, good and evil, oh God, what have I done? What is the world? I've been eating all my friends. You know, they're in the garden, eating of the fruits of the world and of the animals and things that are there. What have I done? Am I evil? Is this evil? Am I good? How can I be good, God? And they fret and worry, and everything starts to become laborious. They're doomed now. They've set their fate. And God says, God, we got to kick them out of this garden, because if we don't, then they will see the tree of life and they will grab hold of it. And by grabbing hold of it, they will become like us. And who said that? Elohim, the gods. Plural. Elohim, the gods. But God is one, and God is also multiple. So anyway, this God is expressed in many different ways, but God's substance is the grand unity of all existence. All things are one. All things are really interconnected. And so nothing can actually, in truth, be separated from anything, but its expression can be delineated by the razor of the mind. And so we can say God is many and also one. God is one above all. But the expressions of God are very, very many. So we talk about Elohim, plural, for one God. Doesn't make sense. But is it not written in Psalms 82:6, ye are gods, and all of you children of the Most High. El Elyon, Most High, El Elon, the Most High God. Eloha. In Aramaic, Eloha was the God of Jesus. Aloha. And what do we say here in Hawaii? Aloha keakua, which means aloha is God. Aloha keakua. That's what it means. Aloha is God. Sorry. Sorry about it, but it's reality. You can think whatever you want, but aloha keakua, man. Aloha is God. God is love. God is life. God is everything. So deal with it. Or don't. I guess. Just go on with your bad self. Sometimes you can say bad, and it can be in a good way. Like, dude, that's bad, man. Oh, that's bad, dude. Back in the 90s, everyone was saying, like, oh, man, look at that bike. That's bad. Like, you know. I think that the difference between single God religions and multiple God religions is not any difference at all. It's just a matter of perspective. It's just a matter of perspective. From where you stand, are you on this side of the prism or that side of the prism? On this side, we see one white light. On the other side, we see many, many hues. So, the truth is that there's one white light. The same light is the same for all of us, God. God created that light. It was His breath and His word that created light. He said, light be, and light was. But that light gets separated. What does it get separated through? Through the crystal matrix of the prism. We're not in a prison. We're not in a prison like a prison that keeps us trapped. But we are expressed through a prism. We are expressed through this light, splitting itself up into many different things. Well, anyway, guys, we've had a good talk, good times, good singing. I'll sing one more song, and then I'm gonna go make myself some dinner, because I need to eat. We all need to eat sometime, you know. I've got some good meat to eat. A lot, you know. I respect vegetarianism. I respect veganism. But I am who I am, and I respect the animals, and so I am an ethical meat eater. I know these cows. They live down the street from me. I know the butcher of the cows. He lives down the street from me. I go to the butcher, and I ask, not just for the good stuff, I ask for all of it. You know, I ask for cow liver. I ask for cow, you know, anything. Give me the offal. Give me the you know, give me the bones. Because the bones make the best broth. It's in your bones. It's in your bones. Let's sing of something up, I went out last night for to make a little round. Well, I met little Sadie and shot her down. I went back home, got into my bed, oh, with my 44 pistol laid under my head. Woke up the next morning about 9:30. The hacks and buggies were standing in line, with the gents and gamblers standing around, carrying little Sadie to her burying ground. Yeah, well, I began to think what a deed I've done. I grabbed my hat and away I run. I made a good run, just a little too slow. Well, they overtook me in Jericho. Standing on the corner reading a bill, up stepped the sheriff from Thomasville. He said, "Young man, is your name Brown? Remember the night you shot Sadie down?" I said, "Yes, sir, but my name is Lee. Well, I murdered little Sadie in the first degree. The first degree and the second degree. Have you got warrant papers? Won't you read them to me?" Well, they took me downtown and dressed me in black, put me on a train and started me back, all the way back to that old Thomasville jail, where I had nobody to go my bail. Well, the judge and the jury, they took their stand. The judge held the papers in his right hand. He said 41 days, 41 nights, it'll be 41 years in the ball and stripes. Yeah, I went out last night for to make a little round. I met little Sadie and shot her down. That's a sad song, man. Let's not end on a sad song. $15 is my game, 15 is my draw. Randall Collins is my name down in Arkansas. Rolling dice in the railroad yard won't get you too much, Jack. Working on last section, gang, is sure to break your back. $15 is my game, 15 is my draw. Randall Collins is my name down in Arkansas. Hiding out by the water tank where the shade is cool, watching that straw boss hunt for me. I ain't nobody's fool. I said $15 is my game, 15 is my draw. And Randall Collins is my name down in Arkansas. Well, they're making up a train in the Memphis yard, longest I ever saw. Gonna ride 'em down to Fairbanks town in the state of Arkansas. I said $15 is my game, 15 is my draw. Well, Randall Collins is my name down in Arkansas. Yeah, Randall Collins is my name down in Arkansas. Nice. That's not a sad song. That's just a song about a guy. That's another one by Norman Blake, one of my very favorite musicians, writers, songwriters, poets. He's a Southern poet. He's a true Southern gentleman and a poet. I love him and cherish his work. and I do so by playing it and spreading it in the world. So if you ever have a chance, go listen to Norman Blake a little bit if you like what I do, because he's legit. You know, he's authentic. He's authentic about who he is, you know? That's what I appreciate in the world. So, much love to all of you, my friends and fans and family, my Hanai family. Uh, you're my family out there in the world. We're all related somehow. We're all one big family here on the earth. And let's all remember that we're children of God. We're all, every one of us. And that's why Jesus taught us to pray, Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our transgressions, as we forgive those who transgress against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For yours is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Happy Sunday, happy Sabbath day, if you believe that. The Sabbath day is really Saturday. But I love you, and have a wonderful day. I might be on later to play fighting games with my friend Jesse in Oregon. He's my brother from another mother. Love y'all.